Welcome everyone. Previously we have learned about the concept of annulment of forfeiture, whereby a shareholder who was not able to pay any one of the installments will subsequently leads to cancellation of shares, but before the reissue of those cancelled shares, the shareholder who failed to pay the installment will have one last chance, whereby that shareholder will apply or request the concern to give him permission to pay the installment along with interest. That is known as annulment of forfeiture. So let us go through the other theoretical aspects with regard to issue of shares. The next area which we are going to discuss is reissue of forfeited shares. We know the concept that whenever a shareholder failed to pay any of the installments, subsequently its shares will be cancelled, and those cancelled shares may be reissued to some other else. And cancellation of the shares, those shares is known as forfeiture, and reissue of forfeited shares means those shares that are cancelled are offered to public. That is known as reissue of forfeited shares. Reissue of forfeited shares refers to issue of fresh equity shares to anyone who is ready to pay the amount fixed by the company. The forfeited shares may be reissued by a company to any person who is prepared to pay the amount unpaid by the previous shareholder. The company can reissue such forfeited shares at discount or at premium or at par. We will discuss about each of these situations in the coming sessions, and the directors of the company are empowered to reissue the shares once forfeited by them for non-payment of calls. We have discussed about that. Such shares may be issued at par, premium, discount. We also mentioned that, and we will discuss in detail in each of these three individual cases. So let us discuss about each of these cases. Accounting treatment with regard to reissue of forfeited shares at par. So let us discuss in brief what is the concept of that. It is just like the issue of shares at par. The only thing is that here we are reissuing a cancelled share. One shareholder, for example, let that shareholder be A. A failed to pay any of the installments, and ultimately his shares are cancelled. Those shares may be again reissued to the public. Another shareholder, let it be B, will purchase those shares. This activity is known as reissue of forfeited shares. And when this reissue happens at par, I believe you all know what is the concept of par. Shares can be valued at par, at premium, and at discount. If the issue price of a share is equal to the face value, it is known as par. If the issue price is greater than the face value, that is known as premium. And the issue price is less than the face value, that is known as discount. Premium discount means issuing the shares at a higher value than the face value. That is known as issue of shares at premium. Similarly, in case of discount, that's just the opposite of premium case. So here let us discuss the concept of reissue of forfeited shares at par. When the forfeited shares are reissued at par, no special entry is required, only this entry is needed. Bank account debtor to share capital. That is the only entry you have to show whenever there is reissue of forfeited shares. Here the bank account means amount received on the reissue to share capital, paid up value of the shares. Usually the shares may be reissued for the installment that was not paid by the previous shareholder. We will discuss about those areas in the practical sessions. Right now, understand that the journal entry you have to pass in case of reissue of forfeited shares. It's actually easy entry, bank account up to share capital, similar to the entry which you used to pass in the case of normal situation where the payment entry case where bank account up to respective share capital. That same entry is also applied here. And don't forget to pass the narration. There will be a narration for each entry. So let us discuss the same case with an example. Alpha Limited forfeited 600 equity shares of rupees 10 each, fully paid up for non-payment of final call money of 4 per share. These shares were reissued for 10 per share as fully paid up. So let us pass the journal entry. Before going to pass the journal entry, just go through the question and understand the concept. Here, a shareholder who was holding 600 shares of 10 each failed to pay final call of rupees 4 per share. So these shares were reissued for 10 per share. Here the value of the share remains the face value itself. So it is a case of reissue of forfeited shares at par. So whenever there is a reissue of forfeited share situation or any of the question relating to that, it is better to pass the first entry, that is the forfeited entry. Whenever there is a forfeiture, pass the entry for the forfeiture. After that, pass the entry for the reissue. Even though in the question it is a case of a reissue, first of all you need to pass the forfeiture entry. So first one, I believe you all know to draw a journal. Try to draw a journal before passing the journal entries. Date particulars, LF, debit column, credit column. So first, the forfeiture of shares, 600 shares of 10 each, out of which 4 was not paid. That means remaining 6 might have been paid by the previous shareholder. So the entry will be equity share capital. Here you will write the total value of the shares issued, 600 shares of rupees 10 each, that is 6,000. Next one, to share forfeiture. Here we will show the total amount that was paid by the particular shareholder. Here it is mentioned that out of 10, rupees 4 worth of call money was not paid. That means the remaining amount is 6, that includes application allotment. Don't worry about that, just know that the amount 6 worth of shares was paid by the particular shareholder. So share forfeiture shows the amount of installments met by the shareholder. Here total number of shares is 6, out of which one share value 10, and out of 10 the shareholder failed to pay 4. That means he might have paid the remaining amount. Out of 10, remaining 4 is 6 might have been paid by the prospective shareholder. So 600 into 6, 3600. In the next line, you need to show the name of the installment for which the shareholder failed to pay the installment amount. Here the shareholder did not pay final call money. So to share final call, 4 into 600, 2400. So this is the entry for forfeiture. I believe you all know the forfeiture entry because we have already completed that session. And don't forget to pass the narration with regard to that. Here forfeiture of 600 shares of rupees 10 each for non-payment of final call. Usually it has to be shown in brackets under the journal entry. Try to do that. For the time being, I am showing it separately. Once you pass the entry for the forfeiture, otherwise known as cancellation, you can reissue those shares. So we have learned about the entry for a reissue whenever the reissue is at par. Here the value of share is 10 and it was forfeited and it was again reissued for the same value. So it is a case of reissue of forfeited shares at par. So the entry will be bank account up to share capital. In this case, the name of the share capital is given equity share capital. So mention the name of the particular investment. The entry will be bank account debtor to equity share capital. Amount is 6,000, that is 600 into 10, 6,000. And next one is the past necessary narration for that. Next entry is the important one. Share forfeited account debtor to capital reserve. We have learned that earlier in the theoretical part. We mentioned that the amount of share forfeited should be shown as an item in the balance sheet, especially in the liability side. And whenever there is a share forfeiture account, or whenever there is cancellation of account or happens in a business, the company must prepare share forfeiture account. Here, due to cancellation, a share forfeiture of rupees 3,600 was created. So a share forfeited account will be created, and in that entry, share forfeited account, the entry will be share forfeited account debtor to capital reserve, because you need to balance the share forfeited account, and after balancing, we will transfer the balance in the share forfeited account to the respective reserve account, that is capital reserve. That is a general rule with regard to share forfeited. Whenever share forfeited is created in an organization, or whenever such a situation comes, the company must prepare share forfeited account. Once share forfeited account is prepared, it should be balanced at the end of the year, and by balancing, the balanced amount in a forfeiture account will be transferred to the respective reserve, that is capital reserve. We will discuss about the same during some major practical cases. Right now, just understand that whenever there is a share forfeiture and after the reissue also mentioned in the case, definitely the share forfeiture account should be prepared. And since you are asked to prepare only the passing journal entries, you might get confused regarding how this amount has to be shown. Remember, an account will be there. We will discuss about preparation of account in other case. Right now, just understand that since there a share forfeiture account was created with rupees 3,600, its balance will be transferred to the capital reserve. There are some more adjustments relating to this. We will discuss each of these cases. And here, the balance in the share forfeiture account is transferred to capital reserve account. In all cases, it may not be like that, because here there is only one amount with regard to share forfeiture account. In some of the adjustment cases, another share forfeiture account will be prepared in this entry. We will discuss that case during the discussion of that time. So whenever there is two forfeiture, you need to adjust the net amount and show the amount here. We will discuss in detail about those aspects. Right now, understand, whenever there is a share forfeited account, you have to pass this entry if there is no other adjustments. Otherwise, you have to do it accordingly. So let us pass on to next area. Another case: reissue of forfeited shares partly called up at par. Sometimes the forfeited shares may be reissued, and sometimes it may be partly called up. So let us discuss about what is meant by partly called up and how we are going to deal a situation with regard to that. Beta Company Limited forfeited 500 equity shares of rupees 10 each, 8 per share called up, on which a shareholder, Mr. Rajesh, failed to pay first call money of rupees 3 per share. So whenever there is a failure, you need to cancel those shares. So you need to first of all pass the entry for forfeited shares. These shares were subsequently reissued by the company as fully paid up for rupees 9 per share. Write the journal entries. So the procedures is almost the same, just like the case which we have discussed in the previous slide. The thing is that here the paid up value of the share keeps on changing. Here the face value was earlier 10, but it was called up for rupees 8, and after it is cancelled, it was reissued for 9. So there are three values. Which amount has to be taken to find out the total value of share capital? So let us deal with the same question. It's very easy, but you need to be very cautious. As I have mentioned earlier, whenever you come across this type of question, even though it relates to reissue of forfeited share, first of all you need to pass the entry for forfeiture. So entry will be equity share capital account 500 into 8. 8 means total number of shares was 500. Here the value of one share is 10, but it is also mentioned that the golden value of that share was 8. So for whatever the case, when the value of share is to be found out, you need to consider the golden value. So equity share capital account debtor 500 into 8, 4000. 2. Share forfeiture where you will mention the number of shares or the value of share for which the shareholder successfully paid. Here out of 8, let us mention like that, out of 8, a shareholder Mr. Rajesh failed to pay first call money of 3. So out of rupees 8 he failed to pay 3. So what was the amount he was able to pay, or he was successful in paying? Rupees 5 worth of share, because out of 8 he failed to met rupees 3 worth of share. So that means he successfully paid rupees 5 worth of shares. So share forfeited account 500 into 5, 2500, and he failed to pay the final first call money. So share first call 500 into 3, 1500. And in almost all the cases I used to mention again and again and in numerous times, don't forget to pass the narration, because in this module we are dealing only with journal entries, and one of the crucial aspects relating to the journal entry is passing the narration once you post a journal. So you have passed the entry for cancellation. Once it is cancelled, the same is reissued to the public for rupees 9. So the entry will be bank account up to share capital, but there is one difference. In that journal entry you have to make some adjustments in order to deal with partly called up like situations. And whenever there is a case of reissue at premium or at discount, in those two cases also you have to make all the adjustments in the next entry, that is the reissue entry. So let us deal with this one. It is a partly called up situation. In first case it was 8, after that it was 9. So let us write down bank account debtor 500 into, it was issued for 9. So 500 into 9, 4500. And remember, the actual value of shares was 10. Whether it is called up or paid up or whatever it is at the time of forfeiture, don't worry about it. Whenever there is a reissue, always consider the value that was reissued after the forfeiture must be compared with the initial value of the share. Initially it was 10, but it was now reissuing at rupees 9. So there is a difference. That difference has to be adjusted in the share forfeiture. So here value was 10, it was reissued for 9, so the balance is rupees 1. So share forfeited account debtor 500 into 1. I hope you are getting the concept. The same principle is followed in the case of premium and discount. We will discuss in detail about the premium and discount in the coming session. Right now, understand that whenever there is a change in the value of share at the time of reissue, in that case you need to make small changes in the entry in the form of share forfeited account as an item that represents the difference between the value of share that is reissued now with the initial value of the shares. So bank account debtor 500 into 9, 4500. Next one, share forfeited account debtor. Again total number of shares reissued was 500. There is a difference. Early it was 10, now it is 9, so 1, 500. To equity share capital, here we will show the total amount of share capital 500. After that pass the necessary narration. Once you pass the necessary narration, there is also one more entry. We have discussed about that. Whenever there is a share forfeiture, you need to show the entry that represents the balancing of share forfeiture account. So the entry will be share forfeited account debited to capital reserve rupees 2000. See, in the previous entry we have recorded this 2500 directly in this case. At that time there was no other share forfeiture items. Here in this question there is a credit balance of 2500. After that here there is a debit balance of 500. So actually these two items are in the two different sides of a share forfeited account. So whenever there is an account balancing of an account, you need to consider the amounts of both sides, and ultimately the balance figure will be shown as the balance obtained from that particular account. Here the credit balance is 2500, debit balance is 500, so definitely we can say that the balance from that particular account is 2000. In simple terms we can write that like 2500 minus 500. Share forfeiture is a item shown in the liability side. It should always be a credit balance. So here the 2500 credit, here 500 as debit. See the position of the sides. Take the difference, that is 2000. If you have any doubt with regarding how this 2000 is obtained, just simply prepare a share forfeiture account so you can easily identify the difference amount. See, for the time being I am just showing that account. Share forfeiture account will be like this. First one, to share forfeited we will write like by equity share capital 2500. Next one, this entry, share forfeiture account up to equity share capital, share forfeited to equity share capital 500. There are no other amounts, so when you are going to balance, here it is 2500, here it is 500, here this one will come only after adjusting. So we will write down the value that depicts the bigger one. So whichever side having the total highest value, that will be shown as the total of the both sides. Here 2500 is bigger when compared to 500. So show 2500 here and here. Take the difference, you will get 2000. This 2000 is transferred to capital reserve. In the previous question there was no this item. There was only share forfeiture in the first entry, nothing in the second entry. So that is why we have shown the same amount here also. So this is how you are going to deal with the share forfeiture account and how you are going to balance and transfer the amount to the respective capital reserve. I hope you are following the concept. Next is reissue of forfeited shares at premium. It is just like passing entry with regard to issue of shares at premium, but there is slight difference because in the case of reissue you have to pass these entries, and here it is a case of premium, so you have to show the necessary adjustments for premium at the time of reissue. So when the forfeited shares are reissued at premium, the premium received should be credited to the securities premium account, and the entry will be bank account debtor. Here we will show the total amount received including the value of installment plus the premium on that particular installment. Next, to share capital, here you will show the nominal or paid up value of the shares. To security premium, here you will show the actual amount of premium, just like the entry which you used to pass in the previous cases. The only thing is here you need to show the premium amount. So let us deal the same situation with an example. Reissue of forfeited shares at premium. Alpha Limited forfeited 600 equity shares of 10 each, fully called up for non-payment of final call money of 4 per share. The shares were reissued for ₹12 per share as fully paid up. Here in the bracket it is mentioned including premium to usually it need not be mentioned. From the amount itself you need to understand whether it is issued at par, premium or discount. Give necessary journal entries for forfeiture and reissue. Sometimes in the question they may mention only forfeiture, or sometimes it may mention only reissue, but you need to understand that you need to pass all these entries. First of all, let us pass the entry for forfeiture. Entry will be equity share capital account up to share forfeiture account to share first call. Here the total amount is 600 into value of share is 10, so 600 into 10, 6000. Next, share forfeiture. Here we will represent the amount paid by the shareholder. Here out of 10, 4 was not paid by the shareholder. That means remaining 6 was already paid by the shareholder. The entry will be 600 into 6, 3600. And he failed to pay final call money, so you have to mention that to share final call 600 into 4, 2400. After passing the entry, don't forget to write down the necessary narrations that are representing the journal entry. Next one, you are going to reissue the shares to the public. Here in this situation we are reissuing at a value greater than the face value, that means at premium. So the entry will be bank account debtor to share capital to security premium. Here bank account 600 into 12, 7200 to share capital. See, we have already discussed this entry. Share capital, here you will show the total face value of the share. 600 was the number of shares, face value or par value is 10, so total face value of shares is 600 into 10, 6000. And here the premium amount is 2. Number of shares reissued was 600, so 2 into 600, 1200. Reissue of 600 forfeited shares as fully paid up at a premium of 2 per share. Next is the important one. You need to pass the entry for transferring the balance of share forfeiture account to the capital reserve. Here the entry will be share forfeiture account up to capital reserve. See, here there is only one detail about share forfeiture or worth rupees 3600, and here the second case, that is with reissue. Here we have issued or reissued the cancelled shares at premium, and there is no other adjustment with regard to share forfeiture, so we will show the same amount here also. And whenever there is a change in the value of shares, that is here it is 10, face value is 10, whenever there it is issued at a value less than the face value, usually we will adjust in the case of share forfeiture, and we will discuss about further cases in each of these situations. Just understand each case which we have discussed. One is the case where reissuing at par, another is reissuing at par, and within that itself it may be issued only partly paid up, like that. See this case. And here we have discussed about reissue of shares at premium, how we have dealt with the amount of premium, how it is shown, and how the share forfeiture account has been generated. Go through all these concepts, familiarize and understand each of these cases. So the thing is, whenever the shares are reissued at a value greater than or less than the face value of shares, you have to adjust it in forfeiture. But if it is reissued at a premium or discount and it is mentioned specifically in the question, you have to adjust that difference accordingly, because here the value is issued at a greater value, so you have to adjust, and it is mentioned that it is issued at premium, so you have to show as premium. If it was provided at a value less than face value and it is mentioned that it is offered at a discount, you have to show accordingly. And no premium or discount details are mentioned, but there is a change in the value of the paid up value of shares, at the time of reissue, such differences had to be adjusted in the share forfeited account. That is the main difference you need to understand from each of these cases. And the situation with regard to reissue of forfeited share at the case of discount, there is a slight difference. We will discuss about that concept during the discussion of the theoretical aspect of reissue of forfeited shares at discount. Until then, go through all these areas. If you have any queries, please let me know. Until then, understand each of these cases. We will discuss about the further cases in the coming sessions.